One big consideration when you're shopping for an RV might be, should I buy new or used? I'm here representing a brand new RV.
And I'm used.
You can tell. Now, we're not here to advocate for either side of that choice, because honestly, there are benefits to both. We're simply going to talk about the pros and cons of new versus used. Now, the most important thing to many people might be the cost. And obviously, when it comes to initial purchase price, I have to hand it over to the used guy over here that it's going to cost less.
I will be less expensive than my new compatriot here, for sure.
And besides initial purchase price, he also gets benefit when it comes to
depreciation.
Right. Whoever buys a brand new RV and drives it off the lot is going to take the single biggest depreciation hit that will experience during the life of the RV, the first owner.
And buying used means that somebody else did that already, so that's why you're going to save a lot of money.
Right. So, cost and depreciation,
ding,
they go over here. Now, one common misconception about buying new is that everything will be perfect and that's why you choose a new RV. Now, actually, we've owned two new RVs, one of which was left over from the previous model year, and this one, that we factory ordered, took delivery of it almost off the assembly line. Neither one of those were without problems, and from what we have seen and read and heard, there is no such thing as an RV that doesn't have some kind of problems.
Absolutely.
And actually, a used RV may have a benefit in this area.
My owner most likely went through all of those punch list items in the first year, had them handled under warranty, and got them taken care of. So you could actually buy a used RV and get the benefit of having had all of that stuff fixed up already. Now, while it's also true that there is no new RV that rolls off the lot that doesn't have some kind of a small problem or issue particularly in that first year, buying a used RV, you may end up having some situations with systems that are old or worn out and fail on you. They may have tested out fine when you looked at the RV on the lot or at the current owner's house, but you're going to possibly have some more expensive things to deal with down the line.
Right, but again, you've saved money by buying used, so you can put it toward those repairs. Now, there is one thing that typically you'd think would be no problem when it comes to buying new, and that is nothing would be worn out yet. But that may not always be the case in some regards because of something called lot rot. That particularly pertains to tires and batteries. Right, now tires age out before they wear out. We'll put a link to a video we did about tires and age and how to tell how old they are using something called the DOT date that's stamped on every tire.
Now, if you buy a new RV that literally was just delivered from the manufacturer, if you check those DOT dates on those tires, they are not going to be within a month or two, most likely, of the manufacturer date of the RV. In all likelihood, they could be 6 to 9 months old already because of just the whole life cycle and delivery chain of how a tire ends up on that new RV. Came from the tire manufacturer to the chassis maker then sends that to the RV manufacturer, and then the RV manufacturer sends it to the dealer. So there's some time there. So you're not going to get, even on a brand new RV, brand new tires.
Right, and if you look at the DOT date and you see it, they're 6 or 9 months old, that is not something to hold against the RV dealer that they're selling old tires. But it's important to keep in mind that you look at the DOT dates even on a brand new RV, and obviously particularly on an old one as well.
And as we already mentioned, lot rot also will affect batteries in the RV. An RV that's been sitting on the dealer lot has been being shown, maybe taken to shows, batteries have been being used and not necessarily maintained the way you would maintain them as an owner. So that's going to impact the battery lifespan, because even though these are deep cycle batteries, they're designed to be taken down at a maximum to about 50% of their capacity. Take them beyond that level and you begin to seriously impact the lifespan of that battery. And taking it down to dead is really bad.
As people get on and off the RV on the dealer's lot, they leave lights on, they leave equipment on, they run slides in and out.
And it could sit that way for days without being charged back up.
So if we had it to do over again and we're buying a leftover RV particularly, that had been on the lot a long time and had a high likelihood of having those batteries be repeatedly brought down below 50% or killed, we would include in our negotiation to buy that RV new house batteries as part of the deal. Another important factor that might sway you to go new versus used is what's available in floor plan or features. If you want a full wall slide,
He's your guy.
You're probably going to buy new,
at least right now.
Yeah, or not too old, because you couldn't get a 10-year-old RV right now that had a full wall slide because they didn't exist.
Structural things like that are not something that you can retrofit into an RV very easily. So, changing this from no slides to a full wall slide is not going to be something you're going to want to tackle.
Right. Now,
other features might be something that are easily upgradable, like
LCD TV or 3D TV, Blu-ray DVD player. You want all the latest tech. You could buy a very old RV and use the savings from doing that to retrofit and upgrade all of those things.
But sort of regardless of what that combination of floor plan and features is, there's definitely something that going to your local RV dealer is just not going to enable you to sit down and look across the wide spectrum of every possible combination of those things.
Right. Unlike going to a car dealer where, let's say we were going to buy another Honda tow car, we could go into any Honda dealer and say we want a brown CRV EX with the premium package. It's the same at every dealer. There's not that many choices. The problem is with buying an RV is there are so many floor plans and options and colors and features, and they're very expensive for dealers to stock. You're just not going to find every possible combination of what you might want.
So you can significantly expand your reach when you're searching for an RV by using online tools like RVtrader.com.
Right. RV Trader is the biggest way of searching the entire country, all of North America, to find not only used, but new RVs as well.
All right. A lot of dealers will be putting their inventory, their used inventory, and even their new inventory into RV Trader. So it's a great place to be able to look all across the country, coast to coast, for what you're specifically looking for.
Right. We had friends who used RV Trader to find a rig like they wanted all the way on the other side of the country. They live on the East Coast. They found an RV that fit their needs on the West Coast, and not only did they get exactly what they wanted, but they saved more than enough money to pay for the airfare and the trouble of going all the way across the country to do it. Without a tool like RV Trader to reach out widely across the country and look more than at just your local dealer, new or used, you're not going to have as good a chance of finding what you want.
There's one thing that you cannot do in buying a used RV, and that's custom order.
Right.
You're buying a used RV, you're buying what you're buying, and if you want to then make modifications to it, that's great. But if you are looking to custom order an RV direct from the manufacturer, you're getting this guy.
Just like we did with ours, again, we custom ordered it. Not only did we get to check all the boxes of all the options on the list that we wanted, but since we bought from Newmar, who's very good about doing custom work, not all manufacturers are, we were able to do some very specific changes in the RV. Now again, if you buy used, you can customize with the savings of buying used. However, there are limitations to that. You can't move slides around, and there are certain features that just can't be changed if they're already in the basic floor plan. Now we have a thought about what we would do if we were going to buy a new RV at this point. We would buy a very new used RV, meaning 1 to 3 years old.
Give us sort of the best of both worlds in avoiding that initial depreciation and sort of saving the cost of buying new.
And we'd also probably be buying from one owner vehicle where we're buying directly from the person that has been the only owner, the only person who's ever dealt with that RV, driven it and maintained it. And that's of course assuming that we're buying from a private individual and not from a dealer.
Now, of course, we also have geeks in our name, so that sort of tips the hat that we do like gadgets and technology. So buying a recent model year coach would then enable us to make sure that we were still getting some of those new features that, the whiz-bangery.
Things like hybrid inverters and 3D TVs and stuff like that. And of course, if you're a first-time buyer and it turns out that you made a mistake, turn it over rapidly, and you may take very little to no loss on it. I think that's the compromise,
sweet spot.
yeah, that we would go with. So this is our thinking on where we are. This absolutely does not apply to everyone.
Certainly don't think that we covered every pro and con or even every topic related to new or used. So
Right, so please put a comment down below in the video description. Tell us your thoughts. What are the things that we mentioned that hit the nail right on the head for you, or things that we are completely opposite of your thinking?
yeah, we're eager to hear what you have to say about this particular topic.
Right, we don't know all the answers, and obviously this is a very personal decision where things are right for one person and completely wrong for another. And anyway, don't forget to visit us on our website, thervgeeks.com, where not only do we have lots more videos, a lot more content about how to RV and how to work on your RV.
We also have our favorite gear page, which includes the listings of all of the products that we use on our own RV and recommend to you.
Right, and we also have discounts. Manufacturers have offered to give special discounts to RV Geeks viewers. So go check out our discounts page. We're going to be adding at least a couple more of those in the very near future. So check that out. And one of our biggest things that we're most excited about is
Giveaways. If you want to be the first to find out about them,
Subscribe.
at thervgeeks.com.
right. So thanks so much. We appreciate your watching.
Hope to see you out on the road in that new RV you just bought.
Safe travels.